Prince William has always been the royal equivalent of a tightly sealed vault, keeping his thoughts and feelings under lock and key while the public has been left to speculate wildly, probably over a pint at the pub, about what's really going on in that regal noggin of his. Is he pondering the next football match or secretly dreaming of a quieter life? Well, after decades of quiet contemplation, and a few raised eyebrows from the tabloids, the Duke of Cambridge is finally spilling the royal tea. And let me tell you, it's piping hot. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations, stories from the heart, and confessions that might just change how we see the future king forever. What he's about to share isn't just any ordinary "I once ate an entire cake by myself" confession. No, this is William like we've never seen him before. From the lingering shadow of Princess Diana's legacy to his battles with the relentless royal spotlight, and that time he forgot where he parked his Aston Martin, this is the Duke's life, unfiltered and unplugged. A royal arrival, the birth of a legend. Born on June 21, 1982, Prince William's entrance into the world was nothing short of a royal spectacular. Forget about just any old baby born into the world, William's birth was basically the royal event of the century. The son of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, this was the first child born to a Prince and Princess of Wales in nearly 80 years. You can almost hear the trumpets and fireworks, right? His arrival wasn't just a joyous occasion for the royal family, it was a moment of historical significance, too. Newspapers had a field day, the people of Britain cheered, and there may or may not have been a few corgis wagging their tails extra hard that day. From day one, William's life was lived in the limelight. He didn't have to learn how to pose for the cameras, it was practically in his DNA. But being born into the House of Windsor also meant living under the constant, watchful eye of the public. There were high expectations for this little royal right from the start, and no amount of royal rattle toys could distract from the fact that one day, this baby would wear the crown. Kensington Palace and countryside living, the best of both worlds. Growing up, William had a childhood that most people could only dream of, split between the splendor of Kensington Palace in London and the calm, pastoral beauty of the English countryside. It's like living in a luxury penthouse with a weekend cottage, except, the penthouse is a palace, and the cottage has more rooms than you could count. At Kensington, William was the little prince of one of the most famous royal residences. Here, he was raised amid luxury, with rooms that probably have more history in their wallpaper than most of us have in our entire family trees. But Diana, ever the rebel princess with a heart of gold, made sure her boys weren't just raised with a silver spoon, but also a hefty dose of reality. She wanted them to know the world beyond the royal walls. Diana's influence, the people's princess and her little wise man. If you've ever wondered why Prince William comes across as such a compassionate, down-to-earth guy, it's all thanks to one woman, Princess Diana. Known to the world as the people's princess, Diana was determined to ensure her sons had a life that wasn't completely detached from the world they'd one day serve. She wanted William and Harry to see life from every angle, not just the plush cushions of their royal thrones. Diana took them to amusement parks, because what's more grounding than screaming on a roller coaster, visited shelters, and made sure they had interactions with people from all walks of life. This exposure helped young William understand that while being royal meant duty and tradition, it also came with great responsibility to be compassionate, empathetic, and in touch with the world beyond palace gates. Diana often leaned on William for emotional support during her rocky marriage to Prince Charles. She affectionately called him her little wise old man. That's right, William was dishing out emotional wisdom while the rest of us were still trying to figure out why we had to do our homework. His bond with his mother was more than just a mother-son relationship, it was one of deep trust and understanding. And that connection would shape who William is to this very day. The royal divorce. When fairy tales break. In 1996, the fairy tale officially ended. Prince Charles and Princess Diana divorced, and the whole world watched. It was the royal equivalent of the Bachelor finale, except instead of roses, there were court battles and public meltdowns. The divorce was a highly publicized event that made headlines across the globe, and for young William, it was a tumultuous time. As a teenager, William felt a strong sense of duty to protect his mother and younger brother, Harry, from the media's relentless spotlight. He had always been a protective big brother, but the media frenzy around the divorce only intensified his instincts. It was a time when privacy seemed like a distant dream, and yet, William did his best to shield his family from the prying eyes of the press. The divorce left an indelible mark on William, shaping his views on relationships, love, and privacy. He learned at a young age that even royal families are not immune to heartache, and the importance of safeguarding his personal life would become a guiding principle for him in the years to come. The tragic loss of Princess Diana. Then, in 1997, the unthinkable happened. Princess Diana, the beloved people's princess, tragically died in a car accident in Paris. William was just 15 years old. It was a moment that shook the world to its core, but for William, it was a personal tragedy that he struggled to process while being thrust into the global spotlight once again. The world watched in heartbreak as William and Harry walked behind their mother's coffin, the pain visible on their young faces. For William, this moment was life-altering. He would later describe the experience as one of the most shocking and numbing times of his life. His mother was gone, but her influence and legacy would remain with him forever. Life after Diana, grief and growing up. In the years following his mother's death, William faced an emotional rollercoaster. He often spoke of feeling lost, numb, and unsure of how to navigate life without the guiding force of Diana by his side. But through the pain, William grew stronger, shaped by the lessons his mother had imparted to him: compassion, duty, and a deep sense of responsibility to others. Losing Diana at such a formative age had a profound impact on William's character. It instilled in him a resolve to protect his loved ones from the kind of media intrusion that had caused his family so much pain. And as William grew older, this protective instinct would extend to his wife, Kate, and their children. William and the media, a love-hate relationship. If there's one thing William learned from growing up in the royal spotlight, it's how to handle the press with the kind of grace you'd expect from a future king. Except, sometimes, that grace comes with a bit of a stern hand. The constant media attention throughout his childhood taught William the importance of setting boundaries, particularly when it came to protecting his family's privacy. After his mother's death, William became even more determined to keep the press at arm's length. He took steps to ensure that his personal life, and that of his family, was shielded from the kind of relentless media scrutiny that had caused so much pain during his youth. Kate Middleton, William's rock and the royal love story. When William met Kate Middleton, it wasn't just a royal love story for the ages, it was a partnership built on mutual understanding, respect, and a shared desire for a sense of normalcy. Kate, with her down-to-earth charm and stable family background, provided William with the stability he had long craved. As they built their life together, Kate became a pillar of support for William, particularly as he dealt with the lingering grief of losing his mother. Together, they created a family that balanced royal duty with the everyday joys of parenthood. And with the arrival of their children, William found a renewed sense of purpose.